welcome y'all to another episode of The Wondrous World, where we explore the fascinating, the bizarre, and the awe-inspiring elements of our universe. Today we're journeying into the digital realm, a place that's become as much a part of our daily lives as the physical world around us. Of course, we're talking about the internet, the vast network of networks that's changed the face of communication, business, entertainment, and so much more. But how did this all start? How did we go from sending letters through the post to sending emails, GIFs, and emojis in a matter of seconds? Who were the visionaries that foresaw a connected world long before Wi-Fi networks crisscrossed our planet? And what does the future hold for this world-altering invention? Stay tuned, because we're going to untangle the World Wide Web and take a deep dive into the creation, evolution, and impacts of the internet. So get ready to log on, because it's a journey you don't want to miss. All right, to start off, we're going to start in the pre-internet era. To truly appreciate the revolution brought about by the internet, let's first take a step back to a time before the high-speed data transfers, before hyperlinks, before hashtags, before social media, before everything that is such a big part of our lives today. This is a world that might seem alien to many of us, the world of the pre-internet era. In the mid-20th century, if you wanted to send a message to someone far away, you'd write it in a letter, pop it in the post, and wait. And wait. And wait. It could take days, sometimes weeks, for your words to even reach their intended recipient. Long-distance communication was sluggish, and the instant global connectivity was the stuff of science fiction. Meanwhile, in the world of computing, things weren't much better. Early computers were enormous, room-sized behemoths, each one a standalone entity, and extremely expensive. They were powerful tools for their time, no doubt, but they were isolated with no way to communicate with each other. It was a time of technological islands, with vast oceans of disconnect between them. But behind the scenes, the storm was brewing. Visionaries were beginning to see the potential in bridging these islands, in creating a world of information that could be shared swiftly and seamlessly. They dreamt of a network of networks, a web of interconnected computers. And so, the seeds of the internet were sown. The birth of the internet was indeed an era of significant collaboration and innovation. In the late 1960s, computers were starting to become more common in universities and other research institutions, but they were still isolated, unable to communicate with one another. That all began to change with the advent of ARPANET. ARPANET was the first successful attempt to create a network of computers. The project began as a military research initiative by the U.S. Department of Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA. Their goal? To create a communication network that could withstand a nuclear attack. The idea was that the network would have no central authority, making it robust and difficult to disable. The first connection in this network was made in 1969 between a computer at the University of California, Los Angeles, and one at the Stanford Research Institute. That December, 2 more nodes were added. One at the University of California, Santa Barbara, and the other at the University of Utah. For the first time, computers at different locations were talking to each other. The age of networking had begun. But the true magic of the internet lies in a revolutionary idea known as packet switching. Before packet switching, data was sent over a dedicated communication line, much like a traditional phone call. But this was not efficient for computer data, which might be bursty or sporadic. Enter packet switching, an idea independently developed by a British engineer, Donald Davies, and American computer scientist, Paul Barron. The concept involved breaking down data into smaller chunks, packets, each containing not just the data, but also the destination address. These packets could then be sent independently over the network and reassembled at the other end. This was a big deal. It meant data could travel across different routes depending on network conditions, making the whole system more efficient and reliable. It also meant that a single broken connection wouldn't disrupt the whole communication, a key requirement in the face of potential nuclear attacks. And let's not forget the critical role of TCP/IP. Invented by Vint Cerf and Robert Kahn, this protocol suite became the common language of the internet, allowing networks around the world to communicate with each other. So, as we delve deeper into the birth of the internet, we uncover a story of shared innovation. It's not just about technology, but the people behind it, their visions, their collaborations, and their unwavering belief in the power of connectivity. On to the expansion and evolution of the internet. After the birth of ARPANET, the internet began to rapidly expand and evolve. The 80s saw the emergence of the domain name system, or DNS, as you might know, which replaced the numeric IP addresses with much easier to remember names ending in .com, .edu, .gov, and others I'm sure you're familiar with. This was a major step, making the internet more user-friendly and paving the way for its commercial and general public use. In the 1990s, the World Wide Web, invented by Tim Berners-Lee, transformed the internet from a simple network of networks into an immersive, multimedia information universe that anybody with a connection could browse using a web browser. The web brought the internet into the homes of everyday people, and with it, the age of digital communication truly began. The evolution of the internet didn't stop there. As technologies advanced, so did the uses of the internet. We saw a rise of e-commerce, with companies like Amazon and eBay changing how we shop. Social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter transformed how we connect with others, while streaming services like Netflix revolutionized entertainment. In just a few decades, the internet transformed from a simple network used by a handful of researchers to a global infrastructure that's integral to our daily lives. It's become our go-to source for information, a platform for business, a space for social interaction, and so much more. And it continues to evolve every day. The internet today might be unrecognizable to its inventors, but its core principle remains the same: to connect people no matter the distance. I wonder what the inventors would think of the internet today. I wonder if their vision was big enough to know what it could have grown into. As we know, the internet has had a huge impact on society and culture. I think we can all agree that the internet has changed, well, pretty much everything. It's like someone switched us from black and white television to Technicolor and then threw in 3D glasses for fun and a surround sound system. For starters, consider communication. Before the internet, staying in touch with someone on the other side of the world meant waiting weeks for a letter or paying through the nose for an international call. But now, we can instantly video chat with someone in Antarctica while sitting on the couch in our PJs. And let's not even get started on the invention of emojis. Who knew that a smiling pile of poo could convey so much? The internet has reshaped the way we work and learn. Remember those pre-internet days when working from home meant you were probably a novelist? Well, I personally don't, because I'm too young for that. But now, thanks to the internet, our homes can be offices, schools, shopping malls, and entertainment centers all in one. Not to mention, our reach for knowledge has become virtually limitless. Every day we download information directly into our brains from the internet, like Neo learning Kung Fu in the Matrix, but with less kicking and more stupid videos. Then there's the world of commerce. Brick and mortar stores now have digital counterparts, and some exist only in the virtual realm. Buying things on the internet has become so commonplace, even grandma is ordering knitting supplies online, even though sometimes she still may require some help. And who would have thought that the biggest taxi company would own no cars? That's Uber, by the way. Or the largest accommodation provider would own no real estate. Airbnb. And let's not forget about the rise of social media and the profound effect it has on our culture. Now every meal is a photo shoot, every thought can be a tweet, and we're all potential viral celebrities. We've gone from pics or it didn't happen to please no more pics, we believe it happened. Of course, the internet's impact on society isn't all laughs and memes it has also raised serious questions about privacy, misinformation, and digital divide. But as we stand on the shoulders of giants, gazing into an increasingly connected future, there's no doubt that the world is at our fingertips, one click at a time. Just as the internet has brought us closer and expanded our horizons, it has also unveiled a more shadowy world, the dark side of the internet. This isn't about accidentally stumbling into your ex's new partner, though that's a horror story on its own. We're talking about something a little bit more serious. The internet's anonymity and global reach have provided fertile ground for illegal activities. Cybercrime has become a significant threat, with hackers and scammers exploiting the internet's vulnerabilities. We've seen everything from identity theft, phishing, ransomware, to more organized forms of crime. Remember, no Nigerian prince is going to make you rich overnight. Just a reminder. And don't buy your boss those gift cards. The internet has also amplified issues of privacy and surveillance. In the age where our data is constantly collected and analyzed, Big Brother isn't just watching, he's taking notes. Our likes, dislikes, interests, and behaviors are routinely tracked and used to manipulate our choices, from the ads we see to the news we read. And then that data is sold off to other entities. Of course, social media has had a detrimental effect to our social conscious, the spread of hate, people's fake lives, making them look like they're more interesting than they are, has brought a large increase in depression and other illnesses. And then there's the dark web, a part of the internet inaccessible through standard browsers and famous for illicit activities. It's another facet of the internet's underbelly. It's like the internet's sketchy back alley where things like drug trafficking and other illegal activities can happen. While the internet has undoubtedly been a force for good overall, bringing people together and providing information and services at the click of a button, it's also crucial to be aware of the darker aspects. The internet, like any tool, is as good as or bad as the people who wield it. Now let's take a leap of faith and dive into the realm of the future. What does the future of the internet look like? Well, it's really hard to say, but we'll give it a shot. For starters, it's clear that the Internet of Things is rapidly expanding. Our fridges, toasters, even our toothbrushes are getting smarter. Soon your coffee maker will know you need a strong brew before you've even shaken off the cobwebs of sleep. But remember, when your toaster starts liking pictures on social media, we might be in trouble. There's also virtual reality and augmented reality, VR and AR. These technologies are no longer the stuff of science fiction, and they're just starting to get good. In fact, they're becoming a part of our everyday lives. Just imagine attending a live concert halfway across the world or seeing a dinosaur walk through your living room. AI is another area where we are seeing significant developments, what seems like every day at this point. As AI becomes more advanced, it's going to be more integrated into our online experiences. One day, your AI assistant might be more than just a helper. It could be your online shopping advisor, your personal fitness trainer, or even your therapist. And hopefully, it won't turn into Skynet scenario, but if it does, let's just hope they get a taste for funny videos and not world domination. Finally, the internet could become even more immersive and interactive. We're moving from a world of passive content consumption to active participation. From interactive streaming platforms to collaborative workspaces, the future of the internet looks like a two-way street. So get ready to be more than just a spectator in this digital arena, as it will be able to bring lots of riches. Predicting the future of the internet is a bit like trying to herd cats. Tricky and bound to take unexpected turns, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting ride. Well, folks, we've journeyed together from the humble beginnings of the internet today, marveled at its evolution, and peeked into the future of brimming possibilities. We've also faced some of its darker aspects. Like a vast ocean, the internet is teeming with both wondrous sights and deep, murky corners. From APRNet to the World Wide Web, the internet has fully transformed our world. As we continue to explore this digital frontier, we must navigate both curiosity and caution. While the internet is a tool, it's our choice that will determine whether it remains a force for good or becomes a weapon of harm. That's it for this episode of The Wondrous World. As always, keep wondering, keep questioning things, never lose that sense of awe and surprise. After all, the world is full of wondrous things waiting to be discovered. This is your host signing off. If you enjoyed this, please leave a review. It helps us a lot. And we're on Twitter at Wondrous World PC. We also post other things on Twitter, like fun facts and stuff. So yeah, give us a follow. Have a good one.